Hello children, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and doing well. My name is Naresh. Welcome to our channel Physics Plaza. Children, in a previous session we discussed about Ohm's law and even we discussed about superconductors. Then we discussed even about choice of material of wire. In this session what are we going to learn? It's a very important. So in the previous classes we discussed about resistance. What is resistance, dear children? The abstraction given to the flow of charges by the material is called resistance, whereas the object or the material which offers resistance is called what, dear children? Resistor. But here the point is that in a circuit, if one resistor is there, means okay, no problem at all. But if we have more than one resistor, might be 2 resistors, 3 resistors or 4 resistors, then how are we going to combine? It's very important. So that is what actually today we are going to learn. So combination of resistors. Children, if more than 2 resistors or more than one, might be 2 resistors or more than 2 resistors are given, so we can have actually two types of combinations. One is series combination, another is parallel combination. First let us learn about series combination. So dear children, what is series combination? When you can say that 2 resistors are connected in series, and what is the resultant resistance of like a series combination? So let us consider 2 resistors. So here is, let us say the resistor 1 whose resistance is R1, and here is one more resistor. Let us take, here is one more resistor whose resistance is R2. Now when we can say that these 2 resistors are in series through this resistor, for example, I current is flowing through this resistor. If I current is flowing, if same current can flow through this second resistor also, if same current can flow through this second resistor also, then we can say that 2 resistors are in series, which means what? The amount of current must be same. Practically it is not possible, because we know that across every resistor, definitely there is a loss of energy. But in ideal case we are talking, in ideal case what will happen, what should happen? Same amount of current, means when these 2 resistors are connected in circuit, let us say here is a battery, whose like a potential difference is, let us say it's a V, and here is key. So the moment when we turn on the switch here, what will happen? The current can pass through this, let us say I current. But what we notice that here same current can pass through this R1 and R2. Then we can say that 2 resistors are in series. So first condition in a series combination is what, dear children? The amount of current must be same. It's very important. First point, dear children. First point in a series connection is what actually? Amount of current is same. Amount of current is same among all resistors. Very important. Means here through this current is I only, through this current is I only. It's very important. But here, dear children, whatever the potential difference is there across a battery is divided among the resistors. This is what actually very important series combination. Means for suppose here V is a potential difference across the battery, then across this R1, dear children, it's a V1 is a potential difference, whereas here V2 is a potential difference. Means here what is happening in series combination here? Potential difference is divided among the resistors. So here we can write second point, very important, dear children. So here V is equal to V1 plus V2. Why we are writing like this, dear children? So as potential difference is divided among the resistors, the total potential difference, the total potential difference is always equal to the sum of the potential differences across the all resistors in series connection. For example, here one more resistor will be there across the V3, V4, V5. If n resistors are there in series, then what we can say rnth resistor, the potential difference will be Vn it will be. So this is what actually very important. But dear children, as V is equal to V1 plus V2 we are saying, let us recall once Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law, dear children? V is equal to IR. But dear children, here I remains constant, right, in series combination. So V is equal to IR means here I remains constant. As I remains constant, can we write V is proportional to R? Yes. We can write V is proportional. It's very important. Which means what? For example, dear children, in these two resistance, if R1 is greater than R2, then obviously V1 is greater than V2. That's very important. Means the potential difference is more across a resistor whose resistance is more in series combination. It's very important. For suppose if R2 is greater than R1, then obviously it is V2 is greater than V1. V2 is greater than V1. So this is what actually 2 points. There are two conditions which we should remember. Children, series combination. First point, the current among the resistors is same, whereas the potential difference is divided among the resistors. So that here V is equal to V1 plus V2. So according to Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR, and in a series connection, as I remains same, I is a constant, so V is proportional to R, which means what? The potential difference is more across a resistor whose resistance is more. Now let us see what is a resultant resistance. What is the resultant resistance? Let us see. Dear children, for first resistor, let us say for resistor R1, let us apply the Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law, dear children? V is equal to IR. So same formula, let us apply for first resistor. So in the place of V, here V1 is there. In the place of R, R1 is there. But I remains constant. So what do we get here? We get V1 is equal to IR1 we got. V1 is equal to IR1. So same way for R2. For R2 resistor, dear children, for R2 resistor, you apply the Ohm's law. Then we get V2 is equal to IR2. V2 is equal to IR2. So let us say it is a equation 1, it is a equation 2. So here already we have V is equal to V1 plus V2. Let us say it is equation, okay, let us say it is equation 1 and it is second equation and it is third equation, let us say. Now substitute second equation, third equation in the first equation. So what do we get then? V is equal to, so in the place of V1 we can write IR1, that is IR1 plus IR2. So children, in this we can take I as a common. When you take I as a common, what do we get? So here we get V is equal to I of R1 plus R2. Let us say it is equation 4. So here V is equal to I into R1 plus R2. But dear children, here how many resistors are there? 2 resistors are there. If in this combination, if these 2 resistors can be replaced by a 1 resistor, so that there is no change in the resistance in the circuit and the current in the circuit. It's very important, children. So when you can replace these 2 resistors with a single resistor, such a way that there should not be any change, there shouldn't be any change in the amount of current or the amount of resistance. So if that condition is fulfilled, then these 2 resistors can be replaced by a single resistor. That only we can call it as a effective resistor. Then we can redraw this diagram. How can we redraw? So it will be like this. So it is effective resistor, only single resistor. So let us say single resistor effective. So it will be effective resistor. And here battery is the same battery. So that potential difference will be same here. So that when you turn on the switch, what happens, dear children? The current I, because same current should flow according to our condition, and the potential difference across this battery will be V only. So that the potential difference across this is V only. Children, why V only? Why not V1, V2, V3? Because only one resistor is there. So whatever the potential difference is there across the battery, so will be same across this resistor also. Then the resistance, let us say it is a RS. Effective resistance in a series combination we are talking. Effective resistance series combination. Now for this circuit, apply Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. So in the place of V, V only, I only. In the place of R, we should take a RS we should take. So for this, if you can write Ohm's law, V is equal to IRS. So it will be equation 5. Now children, compare the equation 4 and equation 5. What do we notice? We notice that here LHS are equal, so that RHS can be equated. So it will be I or RS is equal to I of, it is R1 plus R2. Children, here I gets cancelled. So finally what we got here, Rs is equal to here R1 plus R2. Children, it is a final expression for series combination. Means here what is happening, dear children? When two resistors are connected in series, the effective resistance, the resultant resistance is equal to the sum of the resistances of the individual resistors. So here we got two resistors only. If three resistors are connected in series, then Rs is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Then what happens if n number of resistors are connected? So if n number of resistors are connected, what will happen? R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 up to Rn. Okay, dear children. So this is what actually the final expression for series combination. Just copy it. Children, if n number of resistors with different resistances are connected in series, for suppose like this. Let us say here is one resistor, one more resistor. So like this up to n resistors are connected. Let us say it is R1, it is R2, so on it is Rn resistance. Means resistance is different. Like that, how many resistors are we connecting? N resistors we are connecting. Then the resultant resistance here, dear children, Rs is equal to, we can write as a R1 plus R2 plus up to we can write here it is a Rn. Children, it's very important expression. Mean just we have to do the summation, that's it. We have to do the summation. But dear children, what happens if n number of resistors with same resistance, each of same resistance are given, that is in the place of R1, R2, Rn, if each resistor has resistance of R only, for suppose this is what actually, let us see here. What happens, dear children, if n number of resistors, each with resistance R are connected in series, are connected in series, then what is the resultant resistance? So children, we should write like this. So here Rs is equal to R plus up to it is R only. Means n times, n Rs we have to go R plus R plus R plus R plus R, like this all we have to keep. So here finally we can write here it as a Rs is equal to n into R. So it is n times R. Is very important. Very much important. So children, this what actually we can calculate the resultant resistance if n number of resistors are given. So this is a case where n number of resistors with a different resistance are given. But where it is a case where n number of resistors with same resistance, then here Rs is equal to, then how to calculate, children? Number of resistors into resistance of each, then you will get the final resistance of the n number of resistors with each resistance same in a series combination. Okay, children, fine. Now here one more very important thing is that when two resistors are connected in series, here what is happening, children? The potential difference is divided among the resistors. But here how to calculate the potential difference across the each individual resistor is very important. Each individual resistor. Dear children, according to the Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR. So this V is equal to IR, let us apply for first resistor. Then when you apply for first resistor here, R1 is equal to, we get V1 is equal to I into R1. Okay. And whereas for R2 resistor, if you can apply, it will be V2 is equal to I into R2. But dear children, if you want to calculate either V1 or V2, current must be known. When we know the current, definitely we can calculate V1 value and we can calculate even V2 value also. But how to calculate I value, dear children? Look at here. So V is equal to, dear children, it's very important thing. Whenever we want to calculate the current in the circuit, the total resistance must be known. It's very important. Whatever may be the combination, dear children, whatever may be the combination. So if you want to calculate the amount of current in the circuit, we must know the total resistance of the circuit. It's very important. So according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Okay. So this R means what here? Total resistance. And this potential difference across the battery it will be. So anyhow, it is connected to the battery of potential difference V only, right? V only. So here I is equal to, it is V by, but total resistance, here these two resistors are in series, right? So the total resistance will be R1 plus R2. So let us put here R1 plus R2. That's it. Children, here we got a total current. This is how actually we can calculate total current. Now you substitute I value in this. So then V1 is equal to, in the place of I, we should write V by R1 plus R2. Then what do we get, children? It is V by R1 plus R2. Whereas here we get V2 is equal to V into R2 by, it is R1 plus R2. Children, this is a very important expression to calculate the potential difference across the batteries. Then why we need to calculate? Because the potential difference is divided among the resistors when they are connected in series. This is very important. So children, so V1 is equal to V into R1 by R1 plus R2. It's very simple, children. Anyhow, the potential difference across the battery is given. So R1 value will be given, R2 value will be given. So definitely we can calculate V1 value we can calculate. You can substitute V R1, R2 we can. So here also V2 is equal to what, children? V R2 by R1 plus R2. So it's very easy to calculate the potential difference across the individual resistors. You can take even n number of resistors. You can take n number of resistors. It's very easy to calculate. Okay, children? Fine, you can copy it. Now few examples will do, children. Based on this, we'll see the examples. So we'll start with a simple example so that we can understand very easily. Dear children, here first example, two resistors, let us say. Two resistors are connected in series like this. Let us say 2 ohm and it is 4 ohm. Then what is the resultant resistance? Let us say it is a point A, it is a point B. So in exam they will ask us to calculate the resistance across the terminals A and B. So the formula is for a series combination, dear children, as RAB is equal to, it will be R1 plus R2. So children, here this is going to be R1 and this is going to be R2. So then it will be 2 plus 4 is equal to 6 ohm. 6 ohm. Children, here we can make one conclusion actually here. What is that conclusion? Observe this resultant resistance 6 ohm. So don't you think that it is greater than that of the resistance of all resistors? Of course. So dear children, so very important thing is that the effective resistance in a series combination is always greater than that of the resistor whose value is maximum in series combination. You can take any resistors, you can take n number of resistors, in that n number of resistors, one resistor will be having maximum value, right? Compare with that also, the resultant resistance is always greater. So here, when two resistors are connected in series, what is happening? The effective resistance is increasing, the resultant resistance is increasing. But the thing is that why the effective resistance is increasing when the resistors are connected in series is very important. Children, let us take it is a first resistor, let us say it is a R1, let us say R2. So its length is L1 and its length is L2. Okay. So when these two resistors are connected in series, dear children, what is happening? Don't you think that the effective length is increasing? It's very important, dear children, very important. For suppose its length is L1 and its length is L2. So what is happening? The effective length of the resistor is increasing. And we learned that, dear children, the resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. It's very important. So why the resultant resistance is always greater? Why the resistance is increasing when two or more number of resistors connected in series? The reason is that when resistors are connected in series, the effective length is increasing. For suppose the children, the length of this resistor is 2 meters, let example just 2 meters, this length is 1 meter, okay, but individually 2 meter, 1 meter, but when these two are connected in series, you know, series like this only, right, then what is happening, 2 plus 1, so the length is becoming 3 meter now. So as the length is increasing, obviously the resistance also increases. This is what actually we have to note down. Fine. So this is one kind of numerical, and here let us see one more example. Let us see example 2. So children, here is one more resistor whose resistance is 2 ohm and connected in series with the other resistor of 6 ohm, sorry, x ohm. Let us say it is x ohm. The ohm is, we don't know that, the resistance. And here it is the terminals A and B, and it is given that the resistance across the terminal A and B is given, for example, 10 ohm. Then find the x value. Find the x value. And according to the series combination, we know that it is RAB. RAB is equal to, children, it is R1 plus R2. So children, let us say it is R1 and this R2 to be calculated, R2 to be calculated, and substitute RAB. RAB is equal to 10 ohm. So 10 is equal to how much, it is 2 plus x. As 10 is equal to 2 plus x, obviously x is equal to 10 minus 2, so it will be 8 ohm. So 8 ohm is a resultant resistance. So children, now we will see parallel combination. So when we can say that two resistors are connected in parallel, then what will be the resultant resistance in a parallel combination? Children, look at here. Here we are considering two resistors of resistance R1 and R2. Children, this is the first terminal of this resistor and the second terminal. And the first terminal of this resistor and this is the second terminal. You know, what is happening? These two terminals, common terminals, are connected at a common point, let us say point P. And whereas these two common terminals are connected at a point Q, let us say point Q. Such a way that what happens when this combination is connected in an external circuit, let us say here is a battery and here is key, it is connected. So it is a plus, here is a minus. Now when we switch on this key, what happens, dear children? I current, let us say some current starts flowing. Let us say the amount of current which is flowing in this circuit, let us say it is I. But dear children, the moment when current reaches at this point P, what happens? There is a junction. It's like a Y junction, you know, Y junction will be there. So at this point, what happens? Current gets divided. It's very, very important. So here current gets divided. So let us say it is a I1 current is flowing through R1 resistor and I2 current is flowing through the R2 resistor. So the important thing what we have to notice here, in parallel combination, the amount of current is getting divided. The amount of current is getting divided among the resistors. Dear children, what about in series combination? In a series combination, potential difference is getting divided. But whereas in parallel combination, current is getting divided. So I1 current can flow through this like this. So again, we will get here current I only. So the first point, what we have to notice here, in a parallel combination of resistors, dear children, current gets divided. Current gets divided among the resistors in such a way that, can we write here I is equal to I1 plus I2? Can we write? Of course, we can write I is equal to I1 plus I2. This is what actually very important. Then what about potential difference, dear children? So the potential difference across the battery, let us say it is a V, is a potential difference. Children, the potential in a parallel combination, the potential difference will be same across all resistors. Very, very important. Means potential difference is same. So here also the potential difference is V only. Across this resistor also potential difference is same only. So 2 points. 1 point, current is getting divided among the resistors, whereas the potential difference remains constant across the resistors, all resistors in a parallel combination. Across this, for example, the potential difference is 10 volt. Across this also 10 volt only, across this only 10 volts only. So here we can, second point, what we can say, potential difference remains same across all resistors, all resistors. So as potential difference remains same, according to Ohm's law, children, V is equal to IR. V is equal to IR. So we are saying here V is a constant. As V is constant, I into R is equal to constant. As I into R is equal to constant, can I say that here I is inversely proportional to R? Of course, we can write I is inversely proportional to R. Very, very, very important. Very, very important. Which means what, dear children? More the resistance, less will be the current. Then less the resistance, more will be the current. Means depends on the value of R only. The amount of current can flow through that particular resistor. For example, if R1 is greater than R2, then obviously I1 will be less than I2. I1 will be less than I2. If both are same, that could be different. That could be different. So then same amount of current only can flow. But as here resistances are different, obviously the amounts of current which are flowing through the resistors are different. So there are the 2 points which we have to remember. Then how can we calculate the resultant resistance of this combination of two resistors R1 and R2? Dear children, from Ohm's law, we know that from Ohm's law V is equal to IR. So from this, can we write like this? I is equal to V by R. Yes, we can write I is equal to V by R. Now let us apply this Ohm's law to the first resistor and second resistor as like in a series combination. So for first resistor R1, so for R1 it will be through R1, dear children, I1 current is flowing. So it will be I1 is equal to V is constant by R1. So let us say it is equation 1. Now for R2, what are we getting here? I2 is equal to, it is V by R2, the second equation. So let it be, this I is equal to I1 plus I is the third equation, dear children. Now substitute here I1, I2 values, that is 1 and 2 in third equation. Then what do we get? We get I is equal to, so we get it is V by R1 plus V by R2. Children, here can we take I as a common? Sorry, V as a common? Of course, we can take a V as a common. So then from this, what do we get here? I is equal to V, if you can take a common, then we get 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 we get. 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 we get. So this is equation 4. So dear children, these two resistors can be replaced by one equivalent resistor which offers same resistance in such a way that the amount of current in the circuit should be same only. The amount of current should not get disturbed. So then what will happen in this diagram? We can make like this. How? Only effective resistor will be, okay. So let it be effective resistor means like this it will be. Let us take a little bit like this. Will be same battery, here is switch and everything, okay. So this will be positive and negative. Let us say the resultant resistance is RP, like in a parallel combination. So what happens when you switch on this? The I current can flow through this. So that across this, as potential difference is V, and across this also it will be V only. So through this, how much amount of current is flowing? I current is flowing. Now for this, let us apply Ohm's law. I is equal to V by R. So we can write here I is equal to, it is V by RP. So let it be, it is equation 5. Now observe the equation 4 and 5, dear children. In equation 4 and 5 here, LHS are equal. Here I is equal to V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, and here also it is I is equal to V by RP. So as LHS are equal, RHS should be equated. Then what we can write here? From, let us write here, from 4 and 5. From 4 and 5, as LHS are equal, RHS should be equated. That is V by RP is equal to, we can add here V as a common. So this will be 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Here V gets cancelled. Then it will be 1 by RP is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So children, this is a resultant resistance when two resistors are connected in a parallel. So here the reciprocal of the resultant resistance is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of the individual resistances. This is what actually concludes. Very important. In series combination, what did we get? RS is equal to R1 plus R2 we got. But whereas in parallel combination, 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Now we have to think one important thing. So then what happens when two resistors are connected in a parallel? Whether the resultant resistance increases or decreases. If it increases, why it increases? If it decreases, why it decreases? Now we will learn, just copy it first. Children, in order to understand that whether resultant resistance increases or decreases, let us see one example. So dear children, here 4 ohm comma 6 ohm, both resistors are connected in a parallel. Then what is the resultant resistance? So children, we got here 1 by Rp is equal to, it is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Children, this also we can write, if you can take LCM, this also we can write here, Rp is equal to R1 R2 by, it is, we can write here R1 plus R2. Anything is okay, anything is okay. So now here Rp will be is equal to how much? You can use here, that is 4 into 6 by 4 plus 6, it will be 24 by 10. So we are getting 2.4 ohm. 2.4 ohm. So let it be, it is a R1 and it is a R2. So then what we can notice here, dear children, you can notice that here Rp is less than R1 and Rp is less than even R2. Which means what? The resultant resistance in a parallel combination, you can take a 2 resistors, 3 resistors, n number of resistors you can take. The resultant resistance is always less than that of the resistance of least value. For example, in this, which is the least value? 4 is the least value. So the resultant resistance will be even less than that of that value here. Means in a parallel combination, what is happening here? 2 resistors with 4 ohm and 6 ohm are connected, but the resultant resistance is 2.4, which means what? The effective resistance is decreasing. So now one question is arising in our mind. Then why the resultant resistance is decreasing? It's very, very important. So children, as I said that both are, we are discussing about a parallel combination, right? So let us suppose here is, let us say one resistor of like a length L only. Of course, it is also same, like a different color, but same marker only. So here both are same only. Let us say parallel combination. The children, see, series combination means keeping one side another like this actually, series combination. But parallel combination, dear children, don't you think that we are putting like this? So that there is no change in length. But what is happening? The effective area of cross section is increasing. Children, it's very, very important. So in a parallel combination, as there is no change in length, rather the area of cross section is increasing. And already we learned the factors affecting the resistance. Dear children, so we know that R is inversely proportional to A, which means what? As surface area of cross section increases, as area of cross section increases, what will happen? Resistance decreases. So that is how actually the resultant resistance in a parallel combination is always less, always decreases. So children, so in a series combination, the resultant resistance is always increases. Why? The effective length is increasing. But whereas in a parallel combination, the resultant resistance is always decreasing. Why? Because area of cross section increasing. So here, as area of cross section increases, the resultant resistance decreases. This is how actually we can say about why resultant resistance in a parallel combination is decreasing. So now we will see like a few more examples to understand this parallel combination. So let us take one more example. So children, here it is given like this. So example 1, let us say here is one resistor and here is one more resistor. So let us say its resistance is 2 ohm and its resistance is like a 4 ohm. So here is A, B. So what is the resistance across these terminals A and B, points A and B? So we know that the same formula, dear children, that is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Again I am saying you R, when two resistors are given, dear children, when two resistors are given, you can use this direct formula. Rp is equal to, it is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. It's a very important. So now let us apply that. So here according to that, here Rp is equal to, it is 2 into 4. So this you take care is R1, this will be, it is a R2. So 2 into 4 by, it will be 2 plus 4, this is 8 by 6. So here the resultant resistance is equal to, it is 1 point, how much it will be? So approximately Can we say it's 1. Approximately just it is 1.33 something. So let us use the 1.3 ohm. So this is how actually we can calculate. And here the children, let us take one more example. So here 2 resistors, like it is one resistor, here is one more resistor, both are given such a way that this resistance is X, means unknown resistor it is, and here it is for example it is like a 4 ohm, it is 4 ohm, and it is a terminals A and B. Dear children, it is given that the resistances, the resultant resistance across this combination is given, RAB is equal to 2 ohm is given. Then find X value. So how to do it? It's a very simple, very simple. In simple manner we can do it by applying the same formula, So here this will be R1 and you take it as a R2. You can apply the same formula, dear children. So it will be, we know that it is RAB is equal to R1 into R2 by, it will be R1 plus R2. So the effective resistance is given. How much it is? 2 ohm. So substitute here. 2 ohm is equal to, this is 4 into X, it's not 2. It is 4 into X by it is 4 plus X. So it will by 1, do the cross multiplication here. Then 2 times 2 into 4 plus X is equal to 4X. So it will be 2 into 4, it will be 8 plus 2X is equal to 4X. So take this 2X right side, then it will be 8 is equal to 4X minus 2X, then 8 is equal to, children, it will be how much? 2X. So 2 1s are 2 4s are. So X is equal to how much it is? 4 ohm. X is equal to 4 ohm. So this is how actually we can calculate the resistance. So here when 2 known resistors are given, then how can we calculate the resultant resistance? And here 2 resistors in which one is unknown resistance is given, but here the resultant resistance is given. So then this is a method how can we follow. Okay children, copy it. But dear children, if n number of resistors are given, then how can we calculate the resultant resistance? Very important. Very important. So for suppose it is R1, R2, R3 up to Rn. The n number of resistors are given, then how can we, if n number of resistors are arranged in a parallel combination, then how to calculate the resultant resistance? So this will be same thing. The reciprocal of resultant resistance is always equal to the reciprocals, that is the sum of the reciprocals of the individual resistances. You can take any number of resistors, so their reciprocals must be added in order to calculate the resultant resistance, that is the effective resistance. That is the first point. And here if the n number of resistors are having same resistance, then how can we calculate? Dear children, very important. If n number of resistors with each with the same resistance or combined in a parallel, so n is a number of resistors and R is a resistance, then how can we calculate here? We can calculate 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R. Like this, dear children, n times we should R. So then it will be 1 by Rp is equal to n by R. So as it is a reciprocal, then the effective resistance Rp is equal to R by n. It's very important. R by n. So this is how actually we can calculate if n number of resistors each with the same resistance given. Example, we will do one thing. Example. For example, dear children, here 10 resistors each with for example 7 ohm resistance are connected in a parallel. Then what is the resultant resistance? Then you no need to do it 1 by 7 plus 1 by 7 plus 1 by 7, no need here. So here what is given here? N is given, number of resistors, and here resistance of each resistor is given. Then you take this direct formula, then here Rp is equal to, so in the place of R, what is given here? Resistance 7 ohm is given, 7 ohm by, so number of resistors here 10 are given, so it will be 10. So 7 by 10, it will be how much? 0.7 ohm. That's it. So this is how actually we can calculate the resultant resistance in a parallel combination. Copy it. Yes. Dear children, yes, we learned that in a parallel combination, what is happening? Current is getting divided among the resistors, but potential difference remains same across all resistors. But the thing is that how to calculate the current which are getting divided among the resistors, means the currents which are flowing through the individual resistors, how can we calculate? Now let us see the amounts of current which are flowing through the different resistors. We know that the total current I is equal to, we know that it is a I1 plus I2, sorry, I1 plus I2 it is. So very let it be, it is the equation 1. Children, in a parallel combination, what remains same across the resistors? That is potential difference. When potential difference remains same, according to Ohm's law, it will be IR is equal to constant. IR is equal to constant. As IR is equal to constant, so we can write it as a I1 R1 is equal to I2 R2. Let it be the equation 2. Okay, it is a I1 R1 is equal to I2 into R2. So from this, what can we write? Can I write like this? I1 is equal to I2 R2 by it is R1, dear children. Let it be the equation 2. So it's very important. So how did we get IR is equal to constant? We know that V is equal to IR. So this is constant. So IR is equal to constant. Then IR can be written for this I1 into R1. So like this, dear children. So here let it be. So first case V is equal to I1 into R1. For a second resistor also it is V is equal to I into R2. As LHS are equal, we can equate I1 into R1 is equal to I2 into R2. We can write like this also. Should this I1 value in this first equation. Now let us see what do we get here. So children, here I is equal to, in the place of IN, just you put this one. So it will be I2 R2 by it is R1 plus I2. Here can we take I2 as a common? Of course we can take a I2 as a common. I2 as a common we can take, it's very important. So here I is equal to, so it will be IT if you can take as a common, it will be R2 by R1 plus 1. So then which is equal to, dear children, I2 into, here LCM will be R1. So this will become R1 plus R2. R2 plus R1 can be written as even R1 plus R2. Nothing is wrong in it. So it will be R1 plus R2. It is I. But what is our intention? Our intention is to calculate the current, because here current is getting divided. We have to calculate I1 value and I2 value. So here I2 is equal to, get this entire term this side. So it will become reciprocal here this side. So it will be I R1 by it is R1 plus R2. So children, this is how actually we can calculate the current which is passing through the second resistor. Then how can we calculate I1 value? Children, if you want to calculate I1 value, follow the same procedure. Here we wrote I1 is equal to I2 R2 by R1, right? There you can write equation for I2. Then I2 is equal to what do we get? I1 R1 by R2. Then that value you can substitute in this equation. Then you will get a equation for what? I1. If not, in a simple way we can do like this also. We know that I is equal to I1 plus I2, right? You put I2 value in equation 1, then you will get. Let us see here. I is equal to I1 plus I2 is equal to how much is given? I into R1 by it is R1 plus R2, right? Now let us take this term left side, then it will become I1 is equal to I minus I into R1 by it is R1 plus R2, right? Here I we can take as a common, then it will become, dear children, what it will become here? I into 1 minus R1 by R1 plus R2. You take LCM here, what do we get? I into LCM will be it is R1 plus R2, then it will become R1 plus R2 minus R1. So here R1 gets cancelled. Then here I1 is equal to I into R2 by it is R1 plus R2. So children, this is how actually even we can calculate I1 value. So you can follow the same procedure. If not, as already we calculate I2 value, you can substitute in this so that we'll get even I1 value also. So this is how we can calculate the currents which are passing. Why we are calculating? Because here current is getting divided among the resistors. Current is getting divided among the resistors. Then how can we calculate the amounts of current which are flowing through the different resistors? Yes, this is the process. Children, in examination, in an exam, the questions are given. You need to follow this one. You need to follow entire process. Directly you can remember so that you can substitute the values. We'll see one example. Just you copy it. Children, look at here. In this circuit, what is given here? 4 ampere current is entering into the circuit. And here R1 is a 2 ohm and R2 is a 4 ohm. Both are connected in parallel. Then what is the amount of current which is flowing through the R1 resistor and R2 resistor we have to calculate. How can we calculate? No need to follow the previous method, whatever we derived and whatever we discussed. Let us use this direct formula. I1 is equal to, let us see here. So children, I1 is equal to, what do we get here? In the place of I, it is a total current. 4 ohm is given. So total current into, so R2 will be how much? 4 ohm. This is 4 ohm by 2 plus 4. So this will be 16 by 6. So here I1 is equal to, so 2 3s are 2 8s are. So it will be 8 by 3 amperes. 8 by 3 amperes, it is very important. Then how to calculate I2? Directly either you can substitute I value, R1 value, R2 values. If not, we know that the total current is equal to I1 plus I2. We know that. So total current is how much? It is the first one, it is the second one. So total current is, dear children, 4 and I1 is equal to how much we got? 8 by 3 plus I2. So it will be I2 is equal to 4 minus 8 by 3. Let us take LCM. So it will be 3, it is 12 minus 8. So here I2 is equal to 12 minus 8, it is 4 by 3 ohm. 4. If you want, you can convert it to decimals also. 8 by 3 is how much? You will get that, you can write. So 4 by 3. You can add, children, 8 by 3 plus 4 by 3 how much? 8 by 3 plus 4 by 3. 8 by 3 plus 4 by 3 is how much? So here LCM is 3, 8 plus 4, it is 12 by 3. Again it is what? 4 amperes only. So that is I1 plus I2 is equal to, again we are getting 4 amperes. So this is how actually we can follow the method to calculate the currents which are passing through different resistors when they are connected in parallel combination. Okay, dear children, fine. So dear children, in next session we will be discussing what is EMF, what is terminal voltage, and how can we calculate the internal resistance, and there we will be discussing even few more numericals based on series and parallel combination. Thank you so much. All the very best.